What's cracking, people? Angelic Mayhem here. So, welcome to Kingdom Rush Frontiers, the second title in the Kingdom Rush series. And in this video, I just want to talk about how to beat the 7th level, which is Crimson Valley. And it's this one right here. It's a little complicated at the beginning. You have to have a very specific build in order to, in order to survive. And get 3 stars. There are probably multiple ways to, just barely squeak it out, but this is about, how to maximize at the beginning. In this particular case, I'm going to run through. Here's my hero. It's Ulrich. I always make sure that my Sand Warriors are maxed out, so if you have, you're not going to be at level 10 at this point. You may be at like 6 or 7. But, I always make sure I have my Sand Warriors, especially for this level. It's going to be crucial. And then in terms of upgrades, I maxed out my mage towers, I maxed out my barracks, and then also I have put maybe 1 or 2 into this one right here, which is the reinforcements. Okay, you want to try and max this one first. This is kind of late game, it's just fun to drop a bunch of rocks. But really, at the beginning, you're going to be using the volunteers, especially on this level, a lot. All right, so done. And then we're going to go in. Battle, campaign mode, that's fine. And a little cutscene. Alright, strategy-wise, what's happening here? Well, this is the spider path, okay? It's almost exclusively spiders until the Achilles heel pops out here in a little bit. I'm assuming that you've played through this at least once. That way you know, there are no spoilers or whatever. Generally speaking, people don't look for how to beat videos until they've actually seen the level and tried it a couple times. The first stop is going to be right here, and basically what we want to do here is we want a mage tower, and we want to max it out. All right. Then what we want to do is we want to move Ulrich to this position right here. Okay. At 70, we want to add a barracks right here. Okay, so that is absolutely crucial. So we're going to set these guys in motion, and keep an eye on your reinforcements. Because Ulrich can't handle this all by himself. Even though he's going to cast out 3 of the sand guys, he can't do it entirely on his own. So we're going to throw out some reinforcements, but we want to leave them until late because they'll disappear otherwise. Alright. So we'll go right there. You can also use your rocks, but I don't think that's going to be necessary. We'll see how this plays out, because I think I'm going to get my reinforcements back. That's the second set of reinforcements. And we have our barracks. We're going to move them down here so that the spiders still are within range of the tower, but just in front of Ulrich and his people, so that he'll continue to throw out sand guys. If you put them up here, Ulrich won't be paying attention. So that's clutch. So at this point, we now have to switch over to the Savage Warrior side. Okay, so we're going to move him over here. And we want another one of these. Now we're going to upgrade this one, because later on when we get spiders and these guys are going to have to be taken care of on their own, because Ulrich's going to be over here handling spiders. So I want to upgrade this early, and hopefully they'll be able to do... Let me move them just in front of Ulrich. I don't need him... He's at level 10, so I don't need him to engage. If you have him at level 4, level 6 or 7 or wherever he is right now, you may need to, actually have him involved in battle just for the experience so that he buffs up. All right, 168. Let's throw out this mage tower. And these guys are in perfect spot because this mage tower and this mage tower can both handle these guys. And we're going to need another one here at some point. Now, really, Ulrich, I'm going to leave him here for a second. He'll throw out his guys, and then I'll head over here. Whoops. There we go. And we're going to rock them. Boom. Upgrade. So now these guys, 160, 160 for the upgrades, 160 for upgrades. All right, so we're waiting. I'm going to upgrade these guys because, again, they have to handle these guys on their own. So, and I'm just going to bump Ulrich back just a touch. Again, he'll throw out his sand guys, but I want him behind these guys so that he doesn't take too much damage. The upper barracks, their job is to hold some of the spiders up top here. This is going to be critical. We're also going to have another one of these upper barracks here. And their job is just preoccupy the spiders as long as possible in this general area is fine. I think we're good. All right. I'd like 230 for the Knights Templar, so we're going to sit on this for a little bit and see what happens. Go 275. Now they're Knights Templar. Now this is pretty sweet, okay? Now we are going to get a path through the woods here as well, so we are going to need more than just this Knights Templar, but for right now, they're fine. Now, when this path arrives, we want to make sure that this is buffed, so I think that's going to be my next thing, because that will also help out with the spiders, and then we shouldn't have any problems there. To give you an idea of where I'm going to be heading from here, I do have to unlock this in order to put another one of these mage towers right here, and that's going to pretty much cinch the game for me. These can become barracks if you feel very strongly about it, but really at this point, until the late game, that's not going to be a big issue. So I don't focus on these right now. There's going to be a line of bugs that come through, and because of just a weird, quirky way that their line comes through, having a tower here is really good. I'm going to hold off on that and just kind of boost this one up a little bit, but I would like to make sure that I get that done, and still, we're waiting on 240 for that one. Doop. I could start setting this up, actually. Alright, so now this one, we want to get all the way to the right so that they can harass guys coming from both lanes. So they'll camp out there, and that should be good. Let me put them right there. And I'm going to bump Ulrich over since it's just this line. Again, these reinforcements over here are simply meat shields, so you don't necessarily have to upgrade all of this. It can come in handy, you know. We'll throw them up there. And so now we have spiders coming. If I can get this to 300, that would be ideal. And then, you know, that will be the Archmage Tower, and that will really kind of shut down this extra thing that they're going to send me here in a minute. Perfect. Nice. And so now, the next step would be to upgrade the Knights Barracks so that the Knights can hold people here near this tower. And actually, I'm going to bump them up to where this little scratch is on the road. Alright, now here's that crazy wave. Basically, for some reason, when these flying guys get over to here, they get kind of smushed together. And if you're trying to make sure that you get 20, you need to have this tower right here in order to prevent them from sneaking through in a really weird way. But we should be good right now, hopefully. Let's see what kind of money we get. See, right here, they're all kind of like jumbled up. And I don't think you can nuke them, so... Oh, you can nuke them. Oh, how about that? Okay. If I had maxed out this tower, you know, a little bit more, then that wouldn't have been a problem. Also, if instead of building this tower, I had built this tower, that wouldn't have been a problem at all. Alright, so I'll be back in a minute to show you what that looks like. Alright, and we're back. So, as you can see, the board has only changed maybe a little bit. Basically, I've upgraded all of the towers along here because they're going to be the primary source of all the damage. And you just want to keep throwing out reinforcements and dropping fireballs whenever you get the chance. That's the best way to kind of, you know, prevent any sort of catastrophe. Stop that guy right there. Let's do one of these. Why not? Thump. Ah. Now, ideally, if I had been paying a little bit more attention and I wasn't doing a video, then I could get a solid 20, which I did in order to get my 3 stars. But in order to get 20 stars, you have to be on the ball and make sure that you drop reinforcements early, okay? So when the spiders start coming down here, drop them right away, all right, to preoccupy them and keep them from pushing the lane all the way down to here. I also upgraded critical mass on these 3 towers. Oh, not that tower. Let's see. We'll do that one too. All right, so these 4 towers, they all have 1 level of critical mass. The idea is that when the spiders come down here, the critical mass, when it strikes, if it procs, then it will explode and give you like a little AoE of 30 damage, which is a really good way to get rid of some of the smaller spiders, okay? Again, the critical spot is this one right here. You want to make sure that you upgrade it to at least, you know, be the Knights. And then if you can add maybe some of this other stuff, if you have a little bit of extra money, like, you know, make them a little healthier or whatever, then that might be good. Let me throw this over here. And I'm going to drop a bomb there. There we go. That looks good. The knights are pretty much self-contained. They don't really die, at least on this level. There are times later where, you know, they can get overwhelmed or whatever, but for the most part, you know, they can hold their own. No boss man in this level, so thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button or subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content like this in the future. I'm Angelic Mayhem, and I will see you next time.